In 1872, John Deere's son Charles built a new family home for his wife Mary and 2 young daughters, Anna and Catherine. The family named their Swiss villa-style home Overlook because of its hilltop location above the growing city of Moline and the family business, the John Deere Plow Works. Today, that home is known as Deere-Wiman House.
The Deere-Wiman House is where you learn about the family history, how it connects to the Quad Cities, but also, more importantly, to world history through the history of John Deere and his descendants.
And this house carries those stories, and it is our responsibility to share those stories and preserve this house for that reason.
Several Deere core values also shine in these properties. Certainly innovation does in many regards, and certainly an attention to quality, and in some regards never compromise it.
This house was designed by William LeBaron Jenney, a well-known Chicago architect. As far as I've been able to find, it's the only house that he designed in the Quad Cities. The Deere shops were the first in the Quad Cities to have electricity. This house, we know, had electricity by 1890. That's quite early. So here we see an elevator that we know was installed in the 1890s. People are also enthralled with our showers here on the second floor. Early on, they had a pipe organ. And then in the 1910s, Charles Deere had it updated to a more current style. So Charles Deere, he liked those new inventions.
Yeah, lots of childhood memories. And the pipe organ is, as a child, it was just an amazing thing. And we'd play the paper rolls of music. William Tell Overture, for example, we would play the rolls and we would pound on the keys and try to play with it. And, I learned a little bit about music that way. So lots of good memories.
This property has been foundational to the cultural identity of the Quad Cities, hosting hundreds of meetings and events and educational opportunities for organizations that have enriched the lives of many, many generations of Quad Cityans. And this is also another important reason why this property is so vitally important.
Not-for-profit groups from all over the Quad Cities come here to meet.
And so I think that quite literally from the day the house was conceived, it was destined to be a community center, and I'm just thrilled that it was.
Children who have their piano recitals here never forget it. Children who come on a tour here always remember it. And hopefully it will inspire them to follow in the Deere and Wiman footsteps when it comes to thinking innovatively, thinking charitably, and figuring out ways that they too can be positive contributors to their community.
Well, we've had a house that stood for 150 years. And as anyone that owns a home knows, there's constant upkeep.
We've had some water damage, and because of the grandeur of our home, it's hard to see it. The failing paint and the failing plaster in our ceilings, I can see the stains in the wallpaper. And now that we have been working to mitigating the water infiltration, it's time to repair and restore these areas that have been damaged by water. Our rugs have been moth-eaten. The lead in the art glass windows has a lifespan. It fails after about 100 years. It's been over 100 years. Maybe one of the most exciting projects is the North Vestibule restoration. We were able to uncover the original stencil finishes on the walls in that space and have made the decision to bring that back. We still have a lot of decisions to make. What is the rug going to look like? What kind of drapery are we going to put on the window fixtures? But the decisions that we've already made, I feel so confident and excited about. We know how the art glass windows are going to look when they've been properly restored. I am so thankful that we made the decision to put storm windows on them so that we can preserve them and make sure that they will be around for their whole lifetime. I'm extremely proud that we've been able to bring our boiler and heating system completely online, and the addition of another boiler is just going to add a sense of security and comfort. So I am very, very excited about what we're about to do.
We're funded by a foundation that was created by one woman back in 1953, Catherine Deere Butterworth.
And while it may seem like there's a lot of money here, we are a private 501c3 organization that runs independent of Deere & Company, the state of Illinois, or the federal government. We've been able to do that for the Butterworth Center for over 60 years. We've been able to do that here at the Deere-Wiman House for over 40 years. And we're at a point where we can't do it anymore without a little help. Sometimes when we talk about historic preservation or why places matter, we get hung up on the cost of restoration. And we don't look at the flip side. What would happen if this place wasn't here? What do we lose? And not only do we lose beautiful architecture and a landmark, very important things, we also lose an anchor.
And the fact that we have an asset that is of interest to people from all over the world, I think it gives us a unique opportunity to continue to show the unique attributes and benefits of the Quad Cities.
So this place matters because it helps keep us grounded and focused on where we have been, and gives us hope and inspires us to what we will become. Today, I invite you to make a financial gift to the Deere-Wiman House campaign.
Together, we can honor our Quad Cities heritage
and continue to do amazing work in our community.